Hi everyone! Following up on my previous comparison video about pointing antennas in French, I'm bringing you the same comparison again, but this time shorter, more to the point, and entirely in English. From an RF performance standpoint, is Poynting's latest omnidirectional 4G 5G antenna, the XPOL-1-5G-Plus, which I'm holding here on my left hand, actually better than its predecessor, the XPOL-1-5G in my right hand? That's exactly what we're going to find out in this video. Let's go. This video took a lot of work, over 2 weeks of testing antenna and editing both the French and English version. At first, I tried to improvise like I usually do, but after restarting my text at least 10 times, I gave up and decided to write a proper script. The only problem, I don't have a teleprompter yet, so yeah, you can probably see that I'm reading just below the camera. Sorry about that. I know it's not ideal, but I really hope you will still enjoy the video. Before we start, I'd like to make it clear that this video is not sponsored by Poynting. However, they did kindly send me this new antenna for free. A quick bit of context. Since this model was released only recently, early summer 2025, it wasn't yet available through my regular supplier. So I reached out to Poynting to propose a comparative YouTube videos between these two antennas, and they agreed to send me their latest unit. A big thank you to them and to the whole team I've been in touch with. Without them, I wouldn't be able to make this video today. Let's take a quick look at the history of this antenna line. There are 3 generations so far. Version 1, the original XPOL-1, which was a 2x2 MIMO cross-polarized LT antenna, 4G only, it's now discontinued, end of life. Version 2, the XPOL-1-5G, this one, available in both 2x2 and 4x4 MIMO, also cross-polarized, vertical plus horizontal, supporting more frequency band, including both 4G and 5G, and with a peak gain of around 3.5 dBi. I've been using this one for quite a while and featured it in several of my videos last summer. Feel free to check those out, but they are in French. And finally, the version 3, the brand new XPOL-1-5G-Plus antenna, released in summer 2025. It's also available in 2x2 and 4x4 MIMO configuration, support even more frequency bands, and offer a higher peak gain up to 7 dBi. Like its predecessor, this one used cross-polarization, but this time it featured 4 polarization. Vertical, horizontal, plus 45 degrees, minus 45 degrees. In this video, we will be comparing the V2 and the V3 model in 4x4 MIMO. So, what are the main differences between the two? At a first glance, the housings look almost identical. Their physical dimensions are nearly the same within a few millimeters. When we had a look on the supported frequency band through the V3, the V3 introduced 2 new ones, the 40 MHz band and the 4.4 to 6 GHz band. It also extended the 5G Siberian band up for 500 MHz up to 4.2 MHz instead of 4.2 GHz instead of stopping at 3.8 GHz. In terms of gain, the V3 spec sheet claims 7 dBi versus 3.5 dBi for the V2. However, as we will see, real-world performance varies depending on frequency and cell polarization, meaning the V3 isn't always superior. On the practical side, the V3 comes with larger suction mount that can be screwed in place, providing a firmer hold. The cable level here also improved. They printed on head shrink tubing instead of paper stickers, which is a nice upgrade. Here, I will show you on the screen a picture which is better to see this sticker than this head shrink tubing. Here's how I tested both antennas. I mounted each antenna on my apartment windows facing outdoors and connected into my Cudy P5 4G 5G modem routers. This one you see here. This modem allows you to lock onto specific 4G or 5G frequency band, which is essential for consistent testing. For each available frequency band in France, I will show you the available band in France. There are 7 bands. The band 28, 700 MHz, the band 20, 80 MHz, 800 MHz, the band 8, 900 MHz, the band 3, 1.8 GHz, the band 1, 2.1 GHz, the band 7, 2.6 GHz, and finally the band 78 N78 band N78, sorry, only for 5G, which is in 3.5 GHz. I locked the modem to that band, to each band, and run a script that continuously measured 4 key signal parameters. First signal parameters measured the RSSI, received signal strength indicator. Second, RSRP, reference signal received power. Third, RSRQ, reference signal received quality. And 5, the SINR, signal to interference plus noise ratio. Each session latest about 30 to 45 minutes, allowing me to gather enough data for statistical analysis. I made sure to test both antenna, under identical conditions. Same carrier, same station, same base station, same frequency band to ensure fairness, and same operators. Afterward, I compared the datasets and generated difference graph to visualize the result. We will see the result after. That said, this method isn't perfect. Since I only have one modem, this one, I couldn't measure both antennas simultaneously. And cell parameters like transmission power or scheduling may vary slightly during the test. To make matter tricky, my location sits right between 2 antenna sectors from the same base station. I will show you a picture to understand. Meaning the modems occasionally switch between them from the beamforming spectrum 1 or beam 2, and depending of the propagation, sometimes are on a neighboring sites and sometimes on the beam number 3. I had to filter out those anomalies and redo and remake several measurements, which took quite a few days of work. It was a hard day. It was a hard work to get all results, all good results with filtered result. We will see now the result. Now for the results. The measured RSSI, RSRP, RSRQ, and SINR difference between the 2 antennas. For clarity, the graph shows only the differences, not the absolute values, so only differences in the values. Whenever a value is above 0 dB or 0 dBm, it means that the V3 antenna performs better. When it's below 0 dB or below 0 dBm, it means that the V2 did better. I kept only two statistical indicators, the mean, the average, and the median. For reference, the median means half the measurement of above and half is below. Here's what I observed. RSSI. The V3 generally performs slightly worse than the V2 except on band 1 and band 3. Next, RSRP. The V3 performed better on band 1, 3 and 28, while other bands were either similar or slightly worse. Now, RSRQ, the V3 showed better results across all bands except band 20. And finally, SINR, the SINR graph. This one's the most meaningful metrics because it reflects the usable signal quality after accounting for noise and interferences. Unfortunately, here, the V3 didn't outperform the V2 as much as I expected. I was a bit disappointed, especially on band 3 and band 78. I double-checked by rerunning the test several times. Results were consistent, always the same. The results were the same. One important note, since I don't control the base station, transmit power, or precise frequency allocation, results may vary depending on the mobile operator and local condition. Ideally, I would have tested across all operators at different distance from the cell tower, but that would have required a lot of time, which I didn't have. So I focused on nearby base station instead. Now the conclusion. So we can conclude about the new XPOL-1-5G-Plus. Looking at the average, only the average, the difference between the V2 and the V3 models, V3 antenna, is generally small, around 2 to 3 dBms, rarely more. Still, I consider the V3 a solid upgrade, especially if you rely on 4G, 5G for fixed internet access, or need a backup link in case your main connecting goes down. I'd also recommend it if you don't have a fiber or DSL at home and can mount antenna high up outdoors. That's where you will get the best performance when the antenna is placed on a mast. That's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one, and bye bye everyone!